On today's show,
we discuss Paul Millsap trade rumors and debate where the Hawks should try to ship him.
In Crossfire, we discuss if fans should cheer for visiting stars and if players should vote themselves as all-stars.
And you won't believe how much Coke Nuggets big man Nikola Jokic used to drink.
It's Wednesday, January 4th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're listening to the podcast, joining us live right now on NBA TV or later on YouTube, we're happy to have you. I'm Jay Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tass Mellis.
Hey, let's NBA.
To his right, it's the international man of mystery taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend, Lily.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, over there, it's the bearded one, it's Trey Kirby.
Hey yo!
TK, what do you got, man?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, one of the funniest moments of last season was when then Hawk Jeff Teague got left behind after a game in Detroit, all while holding his pizza box sideways. Still weird to look at. Nobody carries a pizza like that. Anyways, Teague's new team, the Pacers, was in Detroit last night, and he got asked all about the pizza incident.
What happened after the game?
I don't know what happened. What happened?
They left you.
Oh, we talking about that? I had a pizza box. I hope they don't got no pizza back there.
So just a warning, I think the bus is going to leave earlier than normal because of the weather.
I'm gonna be the first one on the bus. Nah, I do remember that. Hey, but don't remind me of that, man.
Brings us to today's question. What's an embarrassing moment that you can't live down? As you might imagine, we've had quite a few of them here on the show, like, for instance, that time Skeets had to drink all that eggnog, then puked it all back up, or how anytime somebody misses a half-court shot, we have to show Tass's terrible half-court shot,
Right?
along with the diagram explaining how badly he missed it. Or, you know, how Lee almost dies anytime he's forced to wear a mask on the show, or perhaps my Speedo adventures back when I was a fatso. Oh, man. Too many good USA scenarios to use this in, I guess, anyway.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. Anyways, we want to hear from you, so let us know on Twitter. What's an embarrassing moment you can't live down? Send us your best tweets to #TheStarters. We'll laugh at you later.
All right, get them in. Okay, on tonight's show we got Crossfire. We'll play Would You Believe, but first we start with a simple game. It's simply called What You Got. Trey's going to present us with two similar topics from the NBA world, and we'll determine the better choice. The catch, of course, there's only one right answer, and that's whatever TK thinks it is. Trey, first one.
First one, Paul Millsap is the hottest name on the trade market. Millsap, so hot right now. But where would he fit best? Since ESPN's Brian Windhorst reported the Hawks almost traded him to the Nuggets and Raptors over the summer. Let's start there. What's the better Millsap destination? Denver or Toronto? What you got?
I think it's Denver, and I think that would work out best for both Denver and Atlanta. Denver, you're a mid-market team. You can't just go get a big-name free agent. It's very, very difficult to do that. So you've got this cupboard full of assets. Overpay a little bit for a star you could get in the trade market. You got to do that. And as far as Atlanta goes, if a team is going to overpay, that's going to work out better for you as well. So I think that is the best match.
Couldn't you say the exact same thing about the Raptors? I mean, they're not known to be signing free agents left and right year after year.
You don't think that they have a better access to better name players?
Well, I'm saying your reasoning for the Nuggets, and it makes sense, you're right, is a big name, a star player, an all-star, three-time all-star, and Paul Millsap comes up, and yeah, you're taking the risk of whether or not you could sign him and keep him there, but same thing goes for the Raptors. It's
think
like
Denver
they're signing
has-
star after star year after year.
I think Denver has a lot more assets to trade, and the Raptors,
Okay, that's fair.
The Raptors don't have to scrape the cupboard for a guy in Paul Millsap, because Paul Millsap isn't going to put them over the top. If you're going to scrape the cupboard, if you're the Toronto Raptors and trade all the assets you got in Terrence Ross or Norman Powell, you go get a center that can move, because the Cavs spread them out each time they play. The Cavs are their Achilles heel. That is the team they have to beat. And it's the center who can't move defensively that's killing them. Paul Millsap isn't that guy. He is a star, a very, very good star. And the 4 is the spot that we all think the Raptors need to improve. But I don't think it really gets them over top of the Cavs. We've seen Paul Millsap work it with Al Horford and the Atlanta Hawks. They can't beat the Cavs. We've seen in the playoffs year after year. They need a center who can move.
Yeah, but Millsap improves the team, and they're a title chance in the Eastern Conference if they can get past the Cavs. Now, no one can get past the Cavs. We've seen any team LeBron's on is tough to get past. He goes to Denver. They might not even make the playoffs, and they probably won't make the playoffs next season if they have to sacrifice some of their young assets. Millsap going to the Raptors improves that team. Replaces a need they have at the 4, improves their number 4 spot there, and he may stay if he feels this team can push the Cavs in the next couple of years. You just never know.
I don't
If he
think
goes
they
to
can pay them
Denver-
max. I don't think the Raps pay them the max.
No, but
the Nuggets would.
I don't know if the Nuggets would either, because I don't think he fits their growth spurt right now with all their young guys. The Jokic, Manuel Mudiay, Jamal Murray. Those guys are young. They've got still a few years until they hit their prime. Right now, Millsap's 32. He's going
To me, I think the Raps makes more sense because they need to fill that position. But it does come down. I agree with you. What would they be giving up? Because you got a guy that you wouldn't be guaranteed you'd be signing. So if you're getting Paul Millsap sort of as a little rental, if it doesn't cost you a lot, and what I'm talking about when I say that is, okay, maybe it's like a Patterson and a Ross type of deal, and then a pick, which is going to be pretty high in the first round. That's not a whole lot for a 3-time All-Star to help your chances, at least, of getting by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Help. Not guarantee you, but...
Yeah, from the Hawks' perspective, I think Denver will give you more. They've collected a ton of guys that are sort of B-level players.
Yeah.
You know, your Wilson Chandlers, maybe a young player in Will Barton. I think if you're the Hawks, you look at the Nuggets.
What do you think, Trey? What's the correct answer?
Well, I think it's the Raptors. I don't know why the Hawks would want to help the Raptors, but I think Millsap's closer to a title there. And Toronto's a great city to live in, as you guys well know. Anyways, we're moving on. We might be living in a golden age of celebrations because we saw two excellent ones last night. First, Paul George had an and one, then hit the classic shimmy against the Pistons. Then later, Nick Young introduced us to the Travolta thrust after a made three against the Grizzlies. What was the better celebration? PG shimmy or Swaggy's thrust? What you got?
Swaggy's thrust. Trey said it. He introduced us to it. We have seen the shimmy. The shimmy's been around forever. How many dudes have done the shimmy over the years? Everyone's done it. The John Travolta thrust, I think we're going to see a little bit more of that. And I think Swaggy is the perfect guy to bring this into the league.
Yeah, after the game, he talked to Kristen Ledlow, and Nick Young said he had a dream. There was a disco ball in his dream, so he had to pull out the Travolta. That's entirely right. It's definitely him, because that's a lower body celebration. Name me another lower body celebration you've seen. And NBA on TNT gave him the Travolta treatment right here, looking great. It's the lower body. Everybody does the upper body. You see that? You see that throughout NBA history.
But PG's shimmy last night, it was well done. It was well executed. You know, Mark Jackson sitting at home, Antoine Walker sitting at home, I think going, ooh, not bad there. And I like that we've seen guys over the last couple of years at least, superstars at that, bring back the shimmy, because the shimmy was around for a little bit, then it went away. And now here it is. We got PG and others. I mean, we just saw James Harden.
That is a good shimmy.
On the weekend, do a shimmy, and Steph Curry's done it before, and John Wall. Yeah, give us the
James
shimmy
Harden's
pack.
a shimmy though there.
Well, it's shimmy enough. Yeah,
that's
there's
a
Curry
shimmy.
in front of the Hawks bench. This one.
That's a great shimmy.
John Wall a couple years ago. So
Miley shimmy.
I think it's Paul George.
Hey, it's a great challenge now. Who can follow up the Travolta thrust?
Oh, you think someone else is going to?
have to.
I think maybe Jordan Clarkson even did it a little bit later in that game last night, so maybe it is catching on. All right, what's the answer here, Trey?
Oh, it's definitely Swaggy. Like Lee's saying, the shimmy belongs to Antoine Walker, but the Travolta thrust is for all of us. Moving on, what can't Justin Timberlake do? After his Grizzlies lost to the Lakers, Timbletoes hit the court and knocked home not one, but two half-court shots at Staples Center. But was his half-quarter better than the fan who drained one to win $95,000 at halftime of the same game? It's for you guys to decide. What was the better half-court shot, Justin Timberlake or the Lakers fan? What you got?
It's the Lakers fan named Gerald. Knocking it down, one shot for $95,000 in front of 19,000 people. Then he brings out the D'Angelo Russell, ice in my veins, and he played it pretty cool. On top of all that, I think Timberlake was more excited to hit a half-court shot in front of 8 people in an empty gym than this guy was.
He did it twice though. Well, we saw two
Yeah,
of them
we saw it
anyway,
twice.
yeah.
How many shots did he take? I think it's Gerald, man. That's
The problem
amazing.
with Gerald though, he's 95 grand, but how much tax is he going to pay on that?
Okay.
Oh,
Probably
that
nothing.
sucks.
So,
Yeah, that's just terrible. You don't want free money. No, nobody wants that.
He's literally doing the ice in
Yeah.
my veins with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah,
has to be
I shouldn't be able to pick here because I just miss half-court shots on this show all
Fair,
the time.
fair.
However, I think it is Timberlake. He went 2 for 2. Those Instagram videos he said were just 2 shots that he hit beautifully. He didn't bank it home either. Unlike Gerald, he went straight in, and the second one was a switch bomb. Yeah, it went
That's
right
nice.
in.
I don't buy it that they were just 2 shots.
Oh no.
No.
Again,
You're probably
there's
right.
8 people there.
Yeah.
Gerald's got 19,000 people, and there's a lot of money on the line. Timberlake doesn't need $95,000.
Timberlake's performed in front of thousands upon thousands upon billions.
What's the
of
answer?
people.
He's going to
You're
say
not gonna
Timberlake.
believe this. The answer is the Lakers fan.
Yes!
Timberlake already brought sexy back. He's already winning. He can't win ever.
All right, way to go, Gerald. Way to knock it down. Get that money. All right, coming up, is it cool for All-Stars to vote for themselves? We'll debate that and a whole lot more in Crossfire. Come on back.
Great, welcome to Crossfire. This is how it works. Trey will give Skeets and me 3 topics. We'll debate each one. At the end of it all, Trey will declare a winner. Trey, what's our firstie?
All right, round 1. The Celtics' Jay Crowder was mad on the internet last night, blasting off a series of tweets after hearing Boston fans cheering for Jazz forward and free agent to be Gordon Hayward. What do you guys think? Is it wrong for fans to cheer for opposing players? Here we go.
Wrong. No, it's great. It just creates a better atmosphere. If I'm down at Phillips Arena, the Knicks are in town, I hear people cheering for Carmelo Anthony and the Knicks, I just got to cheer louder. That just makes for a better atmosphere. We're both cheering, we're both yelling, and increasing the level. Actually, I was down at this game last Wednesday. Carmelo Anthony had a lot of people cheering for him. You know what that did? That got the usually pretty mild-mannered Hawks fans riled up, created a great show.
We're not talking about the fans here, though. We're talking about Jay Crowder, a Celtics player, and I think it is wrong. He's upset that they're cheering for the opposite guy who would, in theory, be coming in and taking his position. That's what's weird about this. This is a guy in Crowder, a second-round pick, fought really for a few years for a rotation spot. Now he's a really solid contributor to a very good team in Boston. He's upset with the idea that they're saying, oh, we'd be better with Hayward. He would take your spot.
No, they're not saying
cool.
that.
Yes,
He
they
could
are.
play
Why would they cheer for
alongside.
him?
They would cheer for him because they like him. It worked out for Al Horford. They showed a lot of love to Al Horford. Horford ended up a Celtic.
Yeah, but Crowder's spot would be gone to Hayward. I can understand why he's upset.
Positionless basketball.
All right. Round 2 here, following 25 points and 8 rebounds in a buzzer-beating win. The 76ers' Joel Embiid was feeling so good that he hopped on Twitter and voted for himself for the All-Star game, and he's not the first player to do so. Are you guys okay with this? Should players cast All-Star votes for themselves? Here we go!
Sure, why not? It's maybe not the greatest look, but it's not that big a deal, I guess. I think we're forgetting that the All-Star game is an exhibition game. It doesn't actually mean anything. We're not playing for home court
come
advantage
on.
in the finals or anything like that. If Carmelo Anthony or Joel Embiid or whoever wants to take to Twitter, blast a tweet and say, hey, let's get me there, well, it's up to the fans to retweet it and actually accumulate the vote. So I don't think it's truly that big a deal. It's a little silly.
All-Star games matter. When it comes to Hall of Fame careers, that's what we look at. We look at how many All-Star games did this guy make? That plays a part into whether or not a guy
Still
makes
got-
it. But listen,
We're talking about
If people-
5 spots here for the starting All-Star in each conference, though.
there are 450 basketball players out there. Can we look a little bit past our own nose at some of the other players in the league? You're still going to get votes. In this me society, always looking inward, if we looked a little bit outside ourselves, this world would be a better place.
Do you have a problem with voting for a teammate, or is that fine? Is that far enough
that's
past
fine.
the nose? Yeah,
That's
I guess.
fine,
All
I
right.
guess.
A little far
Who
enough
cares
past the
either
nose.
way?
Our final question, round 3 here. New year, new you. What's your 2017 NBA New Year's resolution? Here we go.
I want to watch more of the old guy Hall of Famers before they're done. Speaking specifically about Manu, Dirk, and Paul Pierce. Not Vince Carter, because he's going to play another year in the NBA as he told us. And Manu isn't just junking it up here. He is actually doing some really cool stuff. He's still old Manu out there. Yeah, he's a little less spry, but some wild passes. And Dirk, I'm a little bit worried, even though he's got a year on a contract after this year, that he might be gone. And Paul Pierce, I think if they make the playoffs, Doc Rivers isn't going to just let him go out quietly. He's going to get Pierce in there to take some big shots. I want to watch those guys.
I like that one. Mine's a little more personal, I guess. I want to try and win a pick'em contest in the calendar year of 2017. Because I had a bad 2016 run, and it hasn't gone well here on the show when it comes to picking games. The snake's on the shoulders, and I'm in the box, and I'm chugging eggnog, and I'm getting ice thrown at me. I gotta start picking, not with my head, but with my heart.
Okay.
And when that doesn't work, I should just flip a coin. Bucks, Knicks tonight. Let's find out. Home team or the Knicks? All right, we're going with the Bucks. There we go. Simple as that.
Well,
You're gonna
today's winner is James
Yes!
Keats. He won something, folks.
Lucky coin. I knew I was gonna win. I flipped this before we came on.
Came up Skeets.
Ooh, it comes up Skeets all the time. All right, when we come back, Eric Gordon is the new three-point king, but can he sustain it? Don't go anywhere. You're watching the starters. Back with the starters, a lot of crazy things happening in the NBA right now, so it's time to play another round of Would You Believe Me? Trey, take it away.
Yeah, I'll give you guys an unbelievable topic like this. Steph Curry has led the NBA in threes for the past 4 seasons and set the single-season record with 402 last year. But he's shooting a career-low 40% from 3 this year. And the Rockets' Eric Gordon has made multiple threes in all but 4 games this season. Would you believe me if I told you Steph Curry wasn't leading the league in threes?
No.
No.
It's wild.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Even though Kevin Durant is there and obviously he wasn't going to shoot as much, and Steve Kerr said before the season Steph Curry knows he's not going to make 400 threes this season, I'm shocked because he's actually the leader in attempts. He's just not shooting a great percentage. The lowest percentage of his career.
Yeah.
Which is 40%.
Yeah, which is really,
which is still amazing.
really
Pick it
good.
up, man.
Yeah, and they're on pace for 70 wins still. So that's the scary thing about the Warriors. Steph isn't playing to his capabilities right now.
I guess what's not surprising is that someone ahead of Curry plays for the Rockets because they shoot a whole bunch of threes. And in fact, Harden, Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, and Trevor Ariza, they've combined to hit more threes than any other team in the league this year. I mean, it's just those 4 guys alone. So they get up a ton of attempts and they knock down a lot.
Gordon's having a great season too, and he's shooting 43% from downtown. I mean, he's having a really good comeback year, and it's a good story for the Rockets. They're winning games. He's a very important factor. Coming off the bench and doing it, though, is surprising. I don't think anyone in league history would have led the league in three-pointers made coming off the bench.
Do you think Curry is happy this year in Golden State? You do?
Yeah.
Despite sort of struggling and maybe not getting, obviously, the headlines that he's used to over the last couple of years?
I think he can see the horizon and that he could be hoisting a trophy with Kevin Durant beside him. I think that's all that matters. Yeah, his numbers have come down, but I mean, I'm sure he was wishing that Kevin Durant was going to be there beside him, right?
He made the trip to the Hamptons, right?
Yeah, so he knew that the numbers would come down a little bit. It's natural.
And look, how many is he in front of him? 6, 7
7,
threes?
yeah.
Curry could eliminate that in one game.
Through 35 games last season, though, he had 162 made.
Wow,
Yeah, so-
unbelievable. All right, wild. Next one, Trey.
All right, moving on. After struggling through the first month and a half of the season, the Pelicans' Buddy Hield turned it on in December, averaging 10.6 points per game on 43.5% shooting while shooting nearly 48% from 3. Would you believe me if I told you Buddy Hield won Western Conference Rookie of the Month? Buddy Hield!
No one can say because this news broke in the starter's office and we all went, is that a typo? Honestly, Buddy Hield won, and then you start thinking about it, you're like, well, who else is the competition in the West? It's really sort of Jamal Murray and
Marquise Chris, Brandon Ingram, Andrew Harrison.
Yeah, but none of them having dominant Decembers, and Buddy Hield has turned it on after that really slow start.
There was a game earlier in December against Oklahoma City where he got some court time, hit 4 3-pointers, had 16 points, and you could just see he actually got confidence out of that game. And from there, he started shooting the ball better, earned more minutes from his coach, Alvin Gentry.
The starting nod has helped.
Yeah,
There's no
and
doubt.
so, he certainly is getting more opportunity, but it's just not a great, deep rookie class right now as well, especially in that Western Conference, so he's not got a lot of competition. He's just shooting the ball a lot better than some of those other guys who are around 25, 30%.
I'm really shocked, even though I know we picked him for our Rookie of the Year choice earlier in the season. And because, he walked on our set at Summer League, all that confidence, all that swagger. I thought he'd be banging home Buddy Buckets.
Buddy Buckets, Buddy Fresh, and Buddy Love.
That's right.
Yeah, Buddy Fresh. When is he Buddy Fresh? Buddy Buckets
With the
on the
girls.
court. No, Buddy Love with the ladies.
Oh, Buddy Fresh made when he dresses.
Yeah. With the clothes.
Yeah.
Getting it in the air. His clothes.
Yeah,
so
we figured that out.
I thought it was definitely his Rookie of the Year to win because I thought he'd be getting a ton of opportunities beside Anthony Davis at the shooting guard spot in New Orleans because they signed Etuan Moore.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday was out.
That's why we picked him.
Yeah, exactly. And
Hey, the
Slowly,
Pelicans,
slowly
who knows?
coming around.
Pelicans
Unlikely.
went 7-9 too in December and finished with 4 straight wins, so that certainly helps.
Everyone's got hope in that Western Conference, the bottom of that Western Conference playoff picture.
Way to go, Buddy. All right, final one, Trey.
Final ones for all my pop drinkers out there in
Yeah.
a fun Q&A with ESPN's Zach Lowe. The Nuggets' Nikola Jokic revealed that he used to drink nearly a gallon of Coca-Cola every day before giving it up cold turkey on his first flight to Denver. Lee, don't throw up. But would you believe me if I told you Nikola Jokic used to drink 3 liters of Coke every day?
I didn't believe this when I saw
That's a lot
this
of
through
pop.
Zach Lowe. And then I was like trying to wrap my head around 3 liters. It's sort of tough to visualize. So I did some quick math, and if I've done it correctly, I believe 3 liters of Coke a day looks like this. 1, 2 cans, 3 cans, 4 cans, 5 cans, 6 cans, 7 cans,
Oh my
8
God.
cans, and then about a half of this one, half of the the polar bear one. 8.5 cans of Coke is
Get it.
what this guy was putting down every day.
It's a shocker.
Wow.
I mean, he's a big man.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, I love a good Coca-Cola.
Whoa! That looked cool. That looked
I'm not getting
really
paid
cool.
for this, but man, do I love a refreshing Coca-Cola. But 8.5.
All right,
is
let's see if you can drink all those now. I'll give you $10.
already full. Already full. A little sweet.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. I didn't believe it.
Nope, me neither.
I'm glad he kicked the habit, though.
Yeah, my
Glad he
God,
kicked the
I'd be
habit. Have you even had a Coke ever, Lee?
Oh, I've had one, yeah, but not for a long time.
Literally one.
All right. Final break, but after the jump, Lily's very solid play. Don't go anywhere. We asked you earlier in the show, oh man, why we gotta show this again? What's an embarrassing moment you can't live down?
Man, I looked good back then.
You guys hit us up on Twitter.
those
Hashtag
hops.
starters. Trey got through the best answers.
Yeah, I've been laughing silently to myself over here the whole time because Matt had this. Crying on live TV at way too many Orlando Magic games. Certainly embarrassing. Svein says, not me, but my teammate started a game by making an impressive reverse layup. Problem was it was in the wrong basket. Sounds like Wayne Oost in my high school, you know? Corbello says, back in elementary thinking that I had a cool haircut without realizing a pigeon took a dookie on my head while I was showing off. I like what Anthony says. I got pants in 8th grade and everything was exposed to everyone. Traumatic moment for any young man. But my favorite answer comes from Boo Chains, who said, I once put my pants in the middle of a roller coaster ride. Hope it wasn't a loop-de-loop.
Yeah, that's bad for everybody. Last night's pick'em results. Tass, the only one taking the Kings on the road. The Nuggets, they're a joke on defense, says Mike Malone. He was angry about that. So we pick up the loss. Tonight's game, Bucks, Knicks. Lee, Tass, myself, we got the road Bucks. Trey takes the home Knicks. Good luck to all. Lee, where are we going for VSP?
Heading out to the Boston Garden for a beauty from the Utah Jazz. Started a little pump fake party. Al Horford's going by himself. Then the ball fizzes around, finds Jumpin' Joe in the corner. You know he doesn't miss. He barely misses it all these days and knocks it in. Leading the league in three-point field goal percentage, not in makes, but here it is again. Beautiful pass, beautiful movement, beautiful shot. That's what I call a very solid play.
That's a nice one.
All right, now it's time for the thing we'd like to squeeze in here. It's from an NBA floor, but not from an NBA team. These guys at halftime, they got a wedgie.
Oh, let's count it.
This guy's gonna try and get it down. You got it. Oh,
I like
trust
that
us.
guy. Try.
We're not counting it, I guess, though. No.
No.
Lots of fan signs here, guys. This one comes from Ara. The main part being, check out those 3 signs. The last one says he came from Dubai to get on the starters.
Is that my buddy Grish? No, it's
Maybe,
not.
yeah. Warner's Christmas present was a cracker from his girlfriend. The game wasn't great. Great sign, though. Well done. Logan at the Golden One Center in Sacramento took this one along. Nice job there, Logan.
He didn't take that along. He made
Dr.
that.
Tony
Whoa.
Stark, so far, fan sign of the year. Fantastic
Wow,
job here.
that's good.
Smuggled it into Staples Center. And this one also from Ryan and his girlfriend or wife. They're out in Denver. Look at that. The Denver Nuggets Tetris sign. Great
Good
job.
stuff.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, Sports Clips is a great place for sports fans to get haircuts.
Brace the night, people.